It was almost a tale of two cities, in that the first part was challenging, but the economy was still growing. The second half was really dominated by some very significant events. You had some of the largest financial institutions in the country being nationalized. AIG was basically taken over by the federal government. You had a tremendous decline in GDP in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter GDP declined 6%. It was a very challenging year, but it was a very good year for NCB, in that our loans grew some 28% last year. We made net income. A lot of financial institutions did not make net income last year. Our credit quality held up. So we fared the year pretty well. One of the most challenging things for NCB in 2008 was to deal with all this craziness in the marketplace, but to keep our focus in on our customers. That is the most important thing about any banking relationship, is your focus in on your customer and your employee as well. And when you have all these distractions, a lot of times it's very difficult to do that. And I really feel like we've stuck to our knitting and kept that focus in on our customer. Last year, I think our greatest achievement was the disbursement of some $553 million worth of loans to what we call mission-related loans. These are loans that are to low-income co-ops or low-income communities, and that is a very significant number in relationship to our asset size. Cooperative model thrives in today's marketplace, much like it did hundreds and thousands of years ago. Cooperation is an age-old value that is so important then as it is today. And we've seen a tremendous amount of excess in capitalism, unfortunately, and it provides an alternative to capitalism in today's marketplace. For example, we are here today at an Ace Hardware store. It's owned by an independent hardware dealer here in Washington, D.C., and they are a member of Ace Hardware Co-op, and the co-op provides purchasing power that they wouldn't get by themselves. It allows them to jointly advertise, to provide a brand name and a shopping experience that the consumer wouldn't normally have. The hardware industry today is dominated by some of the large chains. It's impractical for a large chain to operate down here in downtown D.C., and so it provides a good opportunity for not only the hardware owner, but also the consumer who greatly needs a hardware store in the inner city of District of Columbia. 2009 is going to be another very challenging year like 2008. I don't think that we'll see much economic growth, at least in the first part of the year. But NCB never participated in some of the crazy lending that a lot of other financial institutions. We never really had subprime loans. We did risky loans. We had a great year last year in mission-related loans, $553 million worth of loans to low-income communities, and that portfolio is performing very, very well in credit quality and delinquencies. It's very low delinquencies. So when you stick to your knitting and know the type of customer that you're lending to, you can do very well no matter what type of economic environment you have.